Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and we are playing a TEEMO Spellslingers deck today in Legends of Runeterra, which I'm really excited about finally diving into this game. It's still pretty new. A lot of people have kind of dabbled with it so far, and I've probably done the least dabbling of anyone. And so I'm still fairly new. I'm still pretty much a beginner with this game. And so just so you know, this is going to be more of my first deck that I've built. It's not going to be something flipping amazing, but this also means it's going to be something that you can probably get if you're a brand new player yourself, which most people are. You're going to be able to get a lot of these cards pretty easily and do a lot of cool stuff with it. So this is a fun, easy combo with TEEMO, which is super fun, and everything is based around these poison Puffcaps, which let me go ahead and show you what that is. A poison Puffcap will attach to another card, trapping it. Whenever the trap card is drawn, perform the effect, which is deal 1 to your nexus. So basically, it'll at random be sent onto a bunch of here. We'll show you here. So poison Puffcaps are put onto random cards in the enemy deck, and then you shuffle TEEMO onto your deck or whatever. This is his spell. But basically, every time a poison Puffcap spell is played, a bunch of them go into the opponent's deck, randomly attached to different cards, and so you can end up having all of the poison Puffcaps onto one card if randomness could let that happen. And then when that person draws it, they can do a bunch of damage. It could do 5 damage to them as soon as they draw that card. What TEEMO does here is every time that he attacks in and gets in, he doesn't get blocked, which he has elusive, so he can only be blocked by elusive creatures, but he's also really small, so he can also die to a lot of things, so that's what typically happens. Either way, whenever he hits it, we once we get enough into their deck, once you've gotten 15 into their deck, then whenever he hits the nexus, we'll double the poison Puffcaps in the enemy's deck, which I've gotten up to like 68 before, and so we can get to like all of a sudden double it, get to 120 or something, which means every time they're drawing cards, they're most likely going to be taking lots of damage, and that should end the game pretty quickly. The way that we're getting stuff into their deck here is through a lot of ways to just create mushroom clouds in hand. Oh, need to not do that. All right, trying to figure out how to use this still. All right, Clump of Lumps. Whenever he enters the battlefield or is summoned, then you'll get a mushroom cloud into your hand, which will create 5. You can pay 1 to plant 5 poison Puffcaps into their deck, which is again this stuff. And so that's how we're getting a lot of them. Is we have a bunch of different creatures that create this. We have mushroom clouds of our own. We have where's the other one? The main ones we're trying to do is Puffcap Peddler. Let's actually just do this. All the ones with poison Puffcaps. These are all the main ones we're going with. We have TEEMO, which is our main kind of finisher. If we have a bunch of stuff going on, then we can double it up, and it's great. A lot of hate kind of comes towards TEEMO with this, which is kind of nice because our main way of winning is actually through Puffcap Peddler. So Puffcap Peddler, whenever you cast a spell, you plant 3 poison Puffcaps on random cards in the enemy deck. And so that is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to cast basically as many spells as possible. Every time that we get a mushroom cloud to hand, we're going to be casting that as a spell, so we can be putting 8 into their deck instead of just the 5 from the mushroom cloud, which mushroom cloud gives us 5. Whenever Chump Wump comes into the battlefield or is summoned, then you create 2 mushroom clouds in hand, so we can have these mushroom clouds again to be casting it, get more of these. So the best thing is when we can have multiple Puffcap Peddlers out on the battlefield, be casting a bunch of spells, and then be hitting it with TEEMO just to give them tons of Puffcaps. The issue with this deck is that while we're doing all this stuff, we also need to protect ourselves and not die. So we have the other way we're trying to do with this is just a lot of damage dealing type effects. So we have Mystic Shot. We have 2 Ezreals in this deck, so whenever you target up to 8 enemies, then you can just start hitting in, creating more stuff with Ezreal. I'm not going to go over all of this stuff here. We're going to go over it during gameplay because I don't want to be too boring with this, and I know a lot of people are still fairly new, so just kind of give an overview from this point on. We have Deny to kind of be a little bit more protection for us from big spells. Flash of Brilliance, I'm in between with this card right now if I like it or not. The fact that it can become any random spell in hand is really nice. You can end up having bombs, you can end up having it be terrible, but it is basically a free spell because it gives you refills your spell mana, and so it is nice to just have to cast more spells, and it works really well with Puffcap Peddler. and Ezreal if we can need to find another way to target a spell. Get excited, does 3 damage and stuff. And then we're playing 1 Zed in here as well, which is just a really good attacker. Every once in a while, it's just enough that we need to be swinging in and deal damage and kill people. We're trying to get people down as fast as possible, so we have a lot of elusive things in here to just get them down low enough that when all of our mushroom clouds go off, we can just kill them. And that's why we have a few big elusive stuff in here as well. Static shock is the one thing I'm not sure I love so far. The 1 damage, it just says 2 enemies. Their nexus technically counts as an enemy, and we can also draw cards from this, so it is casting a spell. It lets us do stuff, but I'm kind of wishing that I had maybe just a little bit better removal spell. Maybe we need to go into stunning stuff. There are some stun spells that may be better for this slot, but I'm still just kind of testing this out, so I'd love to hear down in the comments below if you guys have been playing this, if you know some better cards for the deck. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the gameplay, see how this does for us, and wish me luck. All right, we're up against Swag Supreme 3000, and Demacia and Freljord is, I think, how you say it. And this is looking like a pretty sweet hand. You know, actually, I'm not sure that this is as good against their deck, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace this. I love having the deny, so we're gonna go ahead and keep this. And we're on the attack here, so that's good. And yeah, I think we're good. TEEMO isn't as good initially. Whenever he does strike, he puts 5 poison counters in, and so he actually, oh man, we're gonna be able to get him big really quick, actually. So in fact, maybe, all right, let's go ahead and attack him with TEEMO. Hopefully they don't have removal right away. Hitting with TEEMO, he puts 5 into their deck, so we can look here. There's some pretty cool stuff. We can see which champions they're using. We don't know how many of each they're using. We know that they can only have up to 6 champions in every deck. We have to know what champions are in the deck, because whenever effects happen, some of them happen like for TEEMO. My TEEMOs in my deck as well are also getting buffed once we get 15 poison counters in. Let's actually play the elusive ally here. Just to get it down, I like having more elusive stuff. This way, when it becomes our turn, we can attack it immediately. They have 1 spell mana available still here. And we're just going to skip blocks, take it. That's fine. Pass to our turn. And so we should be able to get some pretty cool stuff going here with TEEMO. So swinging with TEEMO, swinging here. I want to be able to hold up this deny just in case they have some removal. But we're going to go ahead and attack, see if they have a response. Oh, in fact, I'm trying to remember how this all works out functionality-wise. Let's see if they try to drain him for 1. All right, so this is what we want to do. We wanted to be able to deny something like that. So deny that. Glad that we saved it up instead of going for the mushroom clouds. Stopped his effects, hit in for 3, 5 more, I forget the name of these every time. Puffcaps, poison Puffcaps, there we go. Oh sweet, there we go. Oh man, this is good. All right, Puffcap Peddler, Butimus, and we have 2 of them actually, so that's what we're doing in the next couple turns here. So this is how the battlefield works. So if you guys have been watching my Magic the Gathering videos, which is what I typically do with this, it's a very different type of attack phase than I'm used to. Basically, one person has a chance to attack each time, but anytime that they play a card, we have a chance to respond with a card. All right, they drew a card. They had 1 poison Puffcap on it, so sweet. They took some damage. Let's get out a Peddler.
I've heard about you.
Our guy gets bigger.
These eyes see all.
And I think we will go ahead and block here. I think our goal is to try to keep ourselves alive as much as possible here. Let's go ahead and block. And so he gets 1 whenever you cast a spell, grant the top. Oh, that's the top. Okay, so we're going to block like that. Kill their guy, that's fine. We can respawn if we needed to with this as well. Cast this now. TEEMO's going to get bigger.
Quite a collection.
So TEEMO just leveled up. Once we hit 15 poison Puffcaps, which we just did, he became a bigger guy. So now we're going to be able to do some really cool stuff. I may want to attack here just so that they don't have a chance to respond. Ooh, that's really good. But we get so many more Puffcaps if we do this first. So we're going to try for this. Hopefully they don't have removal in their hand. We're going to be able to put in 11 more and then swing in and just crush them here. All right, they have Challenger. We should be good. All right, so let's go with TEEMO.
Never know what hit him.
Do we want to swing in here? I don't think so. I think that we're just going to go
free.
Go for the TEEMO plan. Puffcaps in, casting spells. These guys get some more stuff into there. 27 in. Do they have a way to deal with TEEMO? Yes! All right, we get a hit with TEEMO. Sweet! All right, so double it up to 54 Puffcaps. Death by Puffcaps is probably the best thing ever. So this is cool. Whenever you lose, you end a turn without spending all your mana. That goes into your spell casting. So anything that's a circular type of look versus this. So these are creatures. They have power and toughness on the bottom. These are all spell casting things that we can do. So I'm saving this. I want to be able to use this on TEEMO on the next turn. Let's go ahead and pass the turn, or pass it to their attack. So they get to kill TEEMO here, which is actually annoying. And they're 211 now. We know that they have 53 of these, so I might just want to be trying to do as much damage to their face as possible. This guy also next turn can be lots of damage for us. So in fact, we may just have the win on the next turn. So let's go ahead and skip the blocks. Let's go ahead and let this happen. That's fine. Our turn. Man, do we want to get rid of this though? I hate discarding something good, and I think the Empyrean is going to be better for us. So let's go ahead and just do damage to their face. Get some more Puffcaps in there, so that means we have a chance for them to draw on this next turn. And having a few more is at least something worthwhile. This was a very risky move here. This is not your typical way of going about it, but I'm hoping that this works out for us. Yeah, 3 damage to your face. We have to discard to do this. I don't love this card. If it was burst, because fast means that it can be countered. Burst, I think, means that it cannot be. I'm trying to remember burst. Yeah, burst spells resolve instantly, so they can't actually react to it. All right, so up to 59. That means that there's at least most likely 2 on every single one of their card draws. All right, and we have some protection here, so that's nice. They take 2 down to 6. We have a guy that will do 6 points of damage to their face and cannot be blocked except by elusive stuff. And we have a way to deny any removal spell for him. So we're in pretty good shape. We should be able to finish this game out this turn. So I'm thinking this paid off. Okay, so they bring out a big guy. That's totally fine. Doesn't bother us at all. We attack in with an elusive creature. Can you do anything about it? No, you cannot. Booyah. All right, sweet. This deck is, when it goes off, it really goes off. And it's really fun to play. All right, up against Shinkuro. And these are the same exact guys as one of our... I think this is the last people we played against. Had the same. So I think we replaced this. It's not quite as good. Everything else is worthwhile, I guess. Even drawing the cards wouldn't be bad to have with this, being able to draw and do some damage. We're going to go ahead and keep it. A lot of their stuff will have like 3 toughness because they're more of a toughness type of deck. And so being able to do 2 and 1 to something again later is not bad. Zed is nice. There we go. We have a fairly cheap deck, and so the chance of drawing into cheaper stuff is not bad. All right, so Chump of Wumps, play it. We have the poison cap, but I'm going to go ahead and save the mana here, so pass the turn. Save it for some other stuff we want to do. Ezreal is nice. It is elusive. Whenever it hits in, it gets another of these mystic shots, which does 2 damage to anything. So pretty nice stuff there. Let's see if they're going to go to attacks here. Is there a way that I can kill him? I don't think so. So Braum has the ability to challenge. This little hook thing that he has means that you can basically drag someone to be a blocker for him. So once he has survived 10 total damage, he upgrades and becomes bigger, better, and it's really annoying to fight against him. Doesn't attack in. All right, that shows me that he either expected us to have something. I thought we were going to have a chance to actually use our mana there. That was interesting. All right, let's play. Oh, we just got our poison Puffcap Peddler as well. Zed is nice here. We have Zed into some spell sling and stuff. Let's go Puffcap Peddler. That's what we came to do. We came to play Puffcaps. And we do have the ability to cast a few spells here, which will be pretty nice. We want to at least cast one so that we use up our spell mana. Keep it at 3. And we can do quite a few things at instant speed. And if they're playing the slow game, we are totally fine with that, because we kind of win the slow game with this deck, as well as we can stay fairly aggro as well. Aggro is aggressive. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and just fire off the Puffcap here. We have the chance to attack if we wanted to, but I don't think we really care to. We're just going to pass the turn. We have some damage to do, so this means if they pull in, they'll probably pull in the Puffcap Peddler to do damage on this next turn. So, I mean, the challenge here, we can kill Braum. We won't be able to do too much about this guy killing our clump of wumps, but we're okay with that. That's just fine. All right, what you got there, sir? Okay, dragging this guy to him. Braum ought to be trying to grab this guy as well. Okay, brings it to him. All right, so we are going to respond and try to kill Braum here. Yes, not skip block. I don't know. Wait, oh. The words that they have here is kind of weird, because I'm not skipping my block. I already have my block step. It's just that I'm skipping another reaction. It basically is what it's saying. We're holding up a counter here as well. We're gonna get down Ezreal. Actually, we'll probably get down. Yeah, Ezreal and this guy, and then we'll get down Zed on the next turn. Swing in. Actually, maybe we'll get down Zed here. All right, so let's go. Let's go Zed.
Do not fear the shrouded path.
So they have Avalanche, I think, in this deck as well, which does 2 damage to all creatures. Something to be aware of. That hurts Zed pretty badly. It hurts a lot of our other stuff. We do we can hold up a counter as long as we aren't playing out too much here. All right. They're spending more mana. Damage here. Okay, that's fine. I want to see if they're going to try to do more to it. They still have 5 mana. Let's not play this. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. See if we can save him if they have another effect here. If not, we'll just swing in next turn. And this has the quick attack, which should be able to let us do some damage here. Pretty good stuff. All right, sweet. Want it down to 19. Let's play Zed. I'm actually going to swing in with this Puffcap Peddler as well, and we are going to go ahead and fire this off right now. Hitting here and here. Yeah, attack like that. Create a living shadow. That's Zed's ability. So Zed creates a living shadow every time he attacks, which that has his stats. So if we improve it, whatever, it gets a little bit better. Living shadow is ephemeral, which means that as soon as it hits anything or does anything else, it immediately dies. All right, they strike each other. We will go ahead and counter that. I say to you, nay. They have another effect for the love. Oh my goodness. Well, that's cool. A lot of spells casting here. One of them actually doesn't resolve. Actually, no, it does damage here, so it does keep going. That's right. But we get in for quite a bit of damage. Down to 12. They have 16 Puffcaps. So, I mean, there is the chance that this next card has 12 on it. They're going to draw. Very, very unlikely, but there is the chance, and that's what matters. I would love to see that happen sometime. That would be so much fun. All right, so the Prodigy here is annoying. We're just gonna get down our duo.
Leave your bags at the door.
Heals an ally. Okay, that's even more annoying now. But that's fine. This is the thing they should be remembering. You can actually heal your Nexus as an ally as well. It's so weird the way that the wording is in this game. It's going to take some time to get used to, honestly. I'm still trying to get used to it. For her, sure. Honestly, with Ezreal, we may just try to start putting a lot of damage towards their face. We've only targeted their guys so often. And I hate that it says you have to target enemy units. I really wish that you were able to target just the Nexus as well with this. And maybe that is how it works, but the way that I've been reading it, you have to target their actual creatures instead of going towards the Nexus. So let's actually... let's go ahead and show off our Ezreal. That's fine.
Don't blink or you miss me.
I want to be able to cast this Flash of Brilliance, and we also get another spell by playing him out. And we probably will just take this. That's fine. They're going to bring this guy here. Oh, that's fine. We get to kill here.
Mushroom help?
We also have another Ezreal in hand, basically, as soon as this guy dies. Or if he dies. We could also just kill him. Again, I kind of want to have damage go to face, so let's go ahead and block like this. See if they have any effects. No effects, we take 3, that's fine. We get to kill 2 guys, that's even more fine. Let's go ahead and fire this off. Ooh, interesting. That'd be good with Zed, but I think we just used our only Zed, so we don't really have a lot of ephemeral anymore. Again, that's a random card. We don't really have a choice of what it ends up using. And let's go ahead and fire this off at their face.
I know you're thinking and stuff, but could you maybe speed things up a little? Charged!
All right, sweet. All right, so another thing, we want to get as many Puffcaps in their deck before they draw. I'm not going to fire this one off, though, because it is the other Ezreal. It does shuffle another Ezreal into the deck, but I also can keep up our mana, our spell mana, on to the next turn. So now we'll keep it like this. We will swing in. Oh, man, we got a TEEMO as well. I hate not playing this right away, or attacking right away, but that is so good. That if this works out, and they don't have removal, and we have a way to deny removal as well, this gets bigger. This could be a very big turn for us.
We fight for one.
All right, they get a big guy. That's fine. They spend a lot of mana to do that. And now we go attacking. I hate this. It drags in together. I think I technically want... it's so annoying. So you have to actually do this in order, because the order that you play this in does affect how it works. As soon as this hits someone, I get a chance to have a spell to cast. So it's nice to at least have. And now I think that we just win. We have a way to counter a counter. They have 44 Puffcaps in their deck, and I think that with these 2 spells, we should be able to win it.
Soldiers, to
All right,
me.
so plays that out. They have 3 mana for a counter spell, but we can, I believe, counter the counter. All right, there we go. 4 damage. Can you do anything about it?
Firing!
Yes! Sweet! Oh man, and we ended with 50 Puffcaps in the deck. And oh man, that is beautiful. That's exactly how I drew this deck up, and it's not worked every time for me, but lately it's working pretty well. All right, this is actually kind of cool. I don't think I've ever seen someone only having 1 champion in their deck. So up against Elise, I think it is. Actually a pretty good opening hand. Not bad enough to change anything. Like, I actually like the Chump of Wump. I like having big blockers against Spider's deck as well. So up against Elise, we'll see how this goes.
That egg.
They have a 1/1. We'll go ahead and fire this off now. Why not? I could technically save it till later to see if we can have more spell mana. I could get this out the next turn instead. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and be attacking in. They're going to have a lot more just 1/1s. We should be fine. There we go. Really like seeing that.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
Green Glade Duo. Creates a spiderling. Lots of spiders here. It is annoying. We get attack in without these blockers. And that's the nice thing about Elusive is we're actually pretty well set up against this deck because they're trying to go wide to be able to create lots of blockers. Ooh, and a TEEMO. TEEMO's a great thing to have. Although we're not going to want to play it this turn. Okay, stuns the enemy. That's totally fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. Play a Puffcap Peddler.
Mushroom. Have 3.
Swings them all in. They're out of mana. We're gonna go ahead and block here. I know that they have Wasted Drain and like do a little bit of damage, 1 damage a lot of times. Hopefully with these Flash of Brilliances, we'll at least get some payoffs with this. So we're gonna go with TEEMO here. Ooh, oh, that's so good. All right, TEEMO.
2, 3.
The nice thing is that this will refill our spell mana each time. So we're gonna be able to cast a bunch of spells really quickly with this and get a lot of good stuff out. Okay, they play a blocker that doesn't do anything against us. It's not really good for us either, though. All right, TEEMO. Don't grab the other person. So yeah, whenever you like hover over the other card, it grabs it. You have to go out and over. It's really weird. I don't really like it. All right, so cast this. Happens immediately. Cast this. Happens immediately. Cast this. Dude, it's pretty cool. Whenever these are... Oh, these aren't the ones that get discarded as well. And I think we're actually going to go ahead and try to kill... How many Puffcaps are in their deck? 14 now? I want to cast something else here to... Let's discard one of these. That's fine. And I think we just go at their face. Or do we kill this? Let's play a little bit safer. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, why didn't it let me do anything? No! I was not paying attention to the time. Oh, that was my bad. Definitely my bad. All right. Now we're actually just gonna save this. Pass the turn. We have 3 spell mana. It's in the spell mana area. It's fine. We would have been able to double everything up, and that would have been much, much better. But this will still work out just fine.
It's playtime.
When another ally dies, they'll want to Nexus. That's pretty good. All right, let's actually go for Chumpwump. You can create a lot of Puffcaps here. They're down to 13. Hopefully this will start paying off. You also just create 2 really good blockers here.
If I fall, so be it.
Okay, we may go ahead and just try to kill something as well. Let's block here. Roar. Block there, block. think we're gonna have to just take the 5. Hopefully we can survive later turns. Do I put TEEMO in front of somebody? We still have 2 mana up. Let's go ahead and do that. I know that we take more to our Nexus every time we kill stuff, but I do want to be protecting ourselves a little bit. Alright, block like that. Down to 6. That's really not good. Alright, and now we gotta cast some spells. Let's cast 1. 2. Hopefully this pays off. I'd really love for all these to pay off. Okay. I forget, this is a slow spell, so they technically have a chance to respawn. Looks like they don't have any other plays, which is good, because they're typically a fairly cheap deck. So 37 Puffcaps. What do you got now? Summon 2 Spiderlings. That's fine. That's fine. We do have to be careful not to let these guys really die, though, I guess. Alright. Hopefully they draw lots of Puffcaps here. That would be great. 2 damage to anything, also pretty nice. In fact, we might just want to kill this as quick as possible. In fact, let's go with TEEMO, this guy, these ones. Did they not hit a Puffcap there? Come on. All right, attack like that. I'm hoping they have some sort of response. Okay. So we should be able to cast this here. Drain 3 from unit. Bummer. All right, well. Discarding these guys. Get rid of this guy. So this will mean that these guys don't do damage to our Nexus as they attack in. And let's also do... Yeah, that's fine for now.
Just wanted to play.
There they go.
Alright, more Puffcaps in.
Trying to help.
We need to let this game go as long as possible now. That's how we're gonna win.
Lady Elise, where are you?
Okay, Chump of Wumps. Get a spell to our hand. We get to cast it. Get to create 8 more into their deck. And now that we're at a place where they should be taking like 3 damage per round. And 2 to 3 damage per round. And that's the goal. This Overwhelm guy is really annoying. We do have an answer for him, I guess, but he's going to do lots of damage. Oh man, he's going to do lots of damage to us. In fact, do we even survive this round? If they have ways to bump this guy, we're in all sorts of trouble. Let's go ahead and kill that now while we can. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this now. Did they not hit any Puffcaps there as well? So every time they draw, they should be hitting a Puffcap. That is kind of the whole point of what we're doing here. Alright, so they swing all in. We know that we're taking 4 here.
Excuse you.
We need to block here. We have to block the others as well, huh? Alright, let's do the... Yeah, we're losing everything, basically.
Hold up.
Alright, well, we're going to cast this now before this guy dies, so that we can get the extra Puffcaps into their deck. We get to kill everything, they get 2 Spiderlings back, and we just hope and pray that we can have a shot to win this. We're going to kill their board. But they have lethal on board. Oh, I guess we have a blocker as well now. I forgot that this guy would survive. Alright, so we'll see how this goes. 2 cards in hand. How good are they? Do they just do 2 damage to our face? Summon Veilmaw. Well, that's bad. Fearsome. That means we can't block. Fearsome means that you have to have power 3 or greater to block with. Zed can block. That's a thing that can happen. Man, these puff caps have really not been going in our favor.
Pledge yourself to the shadow.
All right, well, we can't really attack in with Zed, otherwise he just immediately dies here. So we just pass the turn. See how much else they can do. Kills a unit. Yeah. Yep. All right, that's pretty much game. We're gonna pass the turn. We do get another draw here.
Round and round we go.
But man, with 52 puff caps in there and they only got hit one time with puff caps. Twice. My bad. Twice there. Oh, okay. That again, this is the issue with puff caps. It is at random, and maybe there are like 58 of these onto one card in there somewhere. And we just didn't get it. So opponent gets in, we're dead, and good game though. I mean, I think that we played it well. I was probably too greedy there at the end, but it's how it goes. All right, so there you guys have it with TEEMO Spellslingers, and I really like this deck. It's my first one that I built, so of course I'm gonna like it. But it actually is giving me a little bit of love for this game. And so if you guys are still trying to decide if it's worth your time playing this, if you're coming from Magic the Gathering, Hearthstone, any of those other games, or League of Legends, and you want to check out this game, it's a different kind of just pace of play. I do really like it. I think it's fun. There's a lot of interesting interaction, especially with the spell mana and how the mana works, where you do actually have some control. You have a lot of strategy with the mana, where that's one of the things I didn't like as much about Hearthstone and coming as a Magic player, is I just felt like it was too bland. Like there was like, okay, we're always going to have this kind of mana. There's a few things that interact, but not really a lot. And I really like how this works, where the spell mana affects things very much. It gives you reasons to be playing more spells and having more interaction, and it gets a lot of cool stuff in it. So overall, I really like this game so far. It's been really, really fun. I'm excited for them to drop more stuff, because honestly, like let me just show everything right now. All regions, like there's really not a ton of cards. I'll go a little slower. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but you can only play with two types at a time. And so, yeah, there's a lot of cards overall, but this is probably like 500 cards, where in Magic the Gathering, there's like a couple thousand to choose from at one time in standard, you know? And so it is a little bit interesting kind of playing with a lot fewer cards, still creating 40 card decks and going through this. And so I'm interested to see what new stuff they'll come out with this. But overall, super excited to be playing this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye.